few days ago, I went to a thrift store to exchange a Canon E61 Video 8 camcorder that didn't work, and I picked this up. If you're wondering what it is, here's a data plate, or I guess it's the data sticker. 2-line caller ID, blue LED globe. Unfortunately, I didn't get the remote with it, and I need the remote in order to program it, so I can't program it, but it is still pretty cool. It's actually an LED persistence of vision display. You should probably watch your screens a little bit, because this is probably gonna strobe like crazy. Yep, it's strobing like crazy. It doesn't look nearly that bad on the in person. You can see the time is all wrong. It's probably got a real-time clock in there that's completely dead. Battery, anyways. But even still, I think that's pretty cool, especially for $7.99. Definitely be something that I can probably use as a studio blinky. But that isn't really the point of the video. No, the point of the video is don't ever go to a thrift store expecting that you won't find anything. If you can't already guess what this is, well, the video title will give it away, but if you can't guess what it is, it's another camcorder. This is actually a really nice bag. You can see it's actually got the Canadian flag on it over there, and it says "No Ordinary Machine" on it. It's original Panasonic equipment. Real nice bag. I picked it up for $7.99. Had no tag on it, but that's what they wanted, so I'm more than willing to pay that. Let's go ahead and open it. Have a look at what's inside. Now, I have no idea if it actually works 100% correctly or not yet. I made the mistake when I shot the video of that camera over there, the Panasonic PV-A206D. I made the mistake of assuming that it recorded properly when it actually turned out to have a little bit of a speed problem. So we will definitely have to see if this one here works. Wow, this thing really has slow zoom on it. But let's see what we got here. We got the camera itself, which is a Panasonic Palmcorder IQ PV-A206 with a neat feature that I'll show you in a minute. Nothing else here. We've got it's actually a cleaning tape right here, which will be useful. We've got the AV cable that's supposed to go with it. This will actually work for my other cameras too, the 608 and the 457 that I've got. A battery pack that I'm pretty sure is hopelessly dead by this point. And again, you can see that this is a really nice bag, although it doesn't really tend to keep its shape a little bit there. This camera that I'm using right now is a little bit uncomfortable to use. In here, we've got, and I can actually get it open, which is not an easy thing to do with one hand, the power supply. The power cord for the power supply, they never have these. So even if the camera turned out to be total junk, this is worth it. That looks like the shoulder strap for the camcorder. And the user manual for a PV-A206-K, this is the A206, this is the high-end model. It looks like that's French. Fortunately, they've got the English on the other side. And we've got what looks like some tape labels here. No tapes, unfortunately. At least not as far as I can tell, and I don't think this has any hidden pockets or anything like that. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the camera. To be perfectly honest, this really isn't anything that's all that high-end. It's just a cheap little camera. Automatically opening lens cap, although it's got some fingerprints on it that I'll need to clean off. Oops. There's the remote IR sensor there. VHS-C, of course. There's a focus control right here for manual focus. You can see on the bottom, there's our serial number. Doesn't say when it was made. It is the PV-A206D. Here's the clock battery right there. Doesn't have a date on it. That's rather interesting. There's the viewfinder right here, and of course it obviously flips up like that. It's got the playback controls on it as well, just like the A206 and the PV-L VHS-C 608 and the PV-A206D that's hiding out down there. Alright, on the top, it looks like it's actually got a titler on it. There's the microphone. Similar to, I believe, both of the other two. Yes, both of the other two have the microphone on the top. Just like this one as well, too. Although this one is completely different. Wait a minute, isn't this... No, this is the 11D, okay. Backlight compensation switch, fade button, wide-angle telephoto switch. Here's our tape eject, display, high-speed shutter, and a couple of other controls there. Record button on the back, AV output, battery release, and all that whatnot. And there, of course, is the tape door. This thing has got a color viewfinder, 14 times variable speed zoom, and something interesting that I'm sure you've already noticed, something that says remote. I'm not sure if this camera's going to focus on it or not. There we go. Believe it or not, that is in fact the remote control. And it is with the camera. No doubt that needs a new battery. But I thought that was really cool. I should check my other cameras and see if they've got that. I know this one doesn't. But that's really interesting. Alright, let me go ahead and cable this up, and we will have a camcorder test. Before I perform any of the tests, there's your color viewfinder. Might be a picture tube, but I'm not sure on that. Might be an LCD though, I think, because it's not flickering like crazy on this camera. So, oops. And there goes the focus. Hey! Yeah, this is not the world's best camcorder for this. Alright. Now attempting to record using the Panasonic Palmcorder IQ model number PV-A206. The interface is overall very similar to the 608 that's over there. At least I think that's a 608. It's a 60 something, I know that. And also, there's a 457 on the floor there. Of course, I can't show too much of the floor because otherwise the YouTube floor brigade will be all over me. Oh, you got such a mess on the floor. Yeah, I know that. I live here. Okay, well, anyways. It doesn't have a video light. Let's turn on backlight compensation to see what that does. Not really a whole lot. What's the titler do? I guess I can't turn that on while the video's on. Looks like I need to replace the clock battery on this thing as well. It's complaining about that. But, yeah. I think this thing looks pretty good. We'll have to see if it actually is recording right. Sounds like it's recording anyways. And it hasn't eaten my tape yet, so that's a good sign. I'm not sure what exactly they mean by variable speed zoom, but it doesn't seem to work. I also don't know if this has got image stabilization. I don't think it does. Let's do like what I do in all my camera test videos and fire up this computer. I think that this is working really well, really. Consider the price I paid for it. The focus is razor sharp. I was a little concerned about it in the store because somebody had the diopter for the viewfinder adjusted to its furthest position, so it looked like it was all out of focus and all that, and that was really concerning. But it seems to work. I haven't been able to find anything wrong with the camera so far. Hasn't shut off or anything like that. I should charge the battery that it came with and see if that's any good. That ought to be interesting. Here is the camera that I was using to record the first part of the video. Not really much to it. It's much more low end. And you can see it's definitely been used. There's also another $7.99 camera, as far as I can remember anyways. And it's in decent enough condition. as well. Well, it's in decent enough operational condition. Obviously, it's not collector grade at all. It looks like crap. But it works pretty decently for what it is. I think it's going to be retired as a studio camera, though. I'm going to use this one instead. Here's a macro shot. That's, I would say, about, maybe 1.5 inches away from the lens. Let's go ahead and bring it closer. See what kind of focus we can get. Okay, that, I would say, is about maybe 1 inch away. So I was wrong with 1.5 inches before, probably more like 2 inches. I'm not really good at measuring. Bring it closer. Now I'd say it's probably more like about 1/2 inch. Looks like it's gone out of focus now, though. Well, it comes in focus when it's actually got light. So that's pretty good. Let's see if I can keep some light on it. Alright, I think that's probably about as far as it's going to go before it's got a couple problems. So it was almost right up to the image sensor. That's pretty good, to be perfectly honest with you. Wasn't expecting that. Here's a look at the titler. Unfortunately, you can't turn it off when you're recording. It also appears to support the 2-line titles that I think the 608 and the 457 also support. Although I don't even think the 11D that I've got even has a titler at all. Alright, let's take a look at high-speed shutter mode. Here's 1/60th, 1/100th, 1/250th, 1/500, 1/1000, 2000, 4000, 10,000. I think that's really it. It goes right back to automatic mode. Okay, just tested the battery in a different camcorder, and I confirmed my original suspicion that it really doesn't seem to work at all. I lasted okay up until I turned the video light on, and that seems to be the way that most of these batteries work. I've only got about one in here that actually seems to work half decent, and that's this one. This big oversized battery, and even it doesn't really work as well as it should. So I've also got a AA battery pack that seems to work okay as well. Alright, I think that's pretty much going to do it for the video. So, I'll have the fader, turn that on. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then, hopefully this came out okay.